Marcel cat. How's everybody doing? Let me get bigger. Let me get up close and personal. Hello. It's been a good day. It's been a busy day, but it's been a good day. I got so much done yesterday. I struggled, but I got through it thanks to some motivational memes. I did so much yesterday. Oh my gosh. The mouse came back. The mouse came back. I'm really mad about the mouse. Freaking, I don't know why. I don't know why it decided to come back. But it's back. And it is the bane of my existence. And I have 3 cats. Okay, I have 3 cats and none of them want to deal with it. So now I have to deal with it. And that means I got some traps. I'm not a fan of traps. I tried to let them live. I tried throwing one outside. I tried taking away the food. I've tried everything. It's time they die. I got humane traps though. I didn't get like, well, I got the humane death traps. I didn't get glue traps. I don't believe in glue traps because they'll just gnaw off their legs and then like they'll still live and it's terrible. But I got the ones that snap their necks. So instant death, painless death, but death nonetheless. You're good. You just survived a hailstorm? Oh my gosh, we had one of those recently and it was so weird. The sky didn't look real. Oh, I'm glad you survived. The cats will have none of that. Exactly. The cats are like, fuck no. But my plan is to leave the traps out at night when the cats are in bed because I put the kittens in one room and then our older cat sleeps with us. So I'll put them out at night and then I'll clean them up in the morning and then the cats won't get involved because I can totally see the kittens just like being dumb, you know? Ice from the sky, yeah! Oh my gosh, and your neighbor's roof flying around? Jeez. Jeez. Hail is like something I'm very familiar with being like originally a New Englander. Oh my gosh, my mouse is like on my chest. Let me move that. Speaking of mouse. I'm so used to hail, but I'm not used to like windy hail. Well, I guess sometimes you see it, but not like too bad. This was just weird. It was like falling straight from the sky with like golf ball size hail, but there was like no wind, which is weird because I live in the Midwest now and like usually there's wind, but hopefully everything's like not too damaged. Hopefully you didn't have too much damage. At least nobody got hit, right? Nobody got hit. That would suck. Also, for some reason, like my sander stopped working, and I know that that's like such a random. Billy, why are you on about that? But like, do you know how much sanding I do? Do you know how mad I am? I wanted to just prep my walls for paint. I bought paint today. I can't paint because well, I can paint because one of the bathrooms I did by hand, but like the other bathroom now I gotta get a new sander. Ah! You just went outside to take a branch of a tree that fell in the middle of the street. Jeez! That got windy, huh? That must have been really windy. Nobody got hurt that you know. Well, that's good. That's good. Windstorms are insane. Like, I can deal with any amount of rain. I can deal with any amount of snow. But the wind, man, the wind! That shit's violent, and it comes out of nowhere, and it's unexpected, and it's an invisible enemy that just causes chaos and disruption. Hate the wind. Well, yeah, I hate the wind. I like it when it's a nice breeze, but not when it's breezing out of, like, control, and then you feel like you're in the Wizard of Oz, and... Started out of nowhere? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that you got, like, hail in Brazil. My brain is just like tropical, beautiful Rio from like that Rio movie with the birds. I didn't know you got hail. So that's why your element's air, chaos, and destruction. Yes! It's a very powerful tool. Speaking of powerful tools, I found out today. Well, I can't tell you my full plan. I can't tell you my full plan because that would be irresponsible and it would probably ruin my plan. But I found out today something that I had suspected was the case, that I had been wronged. That I had been wronged by a person IRL, and so now I'm plotting my revenge a little bit. Nothing big, nothing major. I'm just like doing a little bit of online stalking. Mildly plotting my revenge. Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was wronged, okay? I was wronged. I did nothing wrong. They talked me into being wronged, right? So, yeah. And then, you know, don't kick the hornet's nest or the goose nest, you know? And everything will be fine. You don't get tornadoes and earthquakes. Oh. That makes sense, I guess. That makes sense. Some of the warmest places still get snow. Like, I think there's some places in Texas that, like, get snow because they have mountains or something. Wind and heavy rain. Oh. Well, the more you know. I feel like I'm on, like, the Reading Rainbow where it's like, did you know? That's amazing. I didn't know that. I feel like I should have known that, but I did not know that. So, yeah. That's enough yip yapping from me. I'm gonna move my little goose self over here. Boop-a-doo! And open up the iPad, which I actually have to turn on and log into first. There we go. And we're gonna open just a screen size canvas. And then I'm gonna pull up my little mood board here, which I know is very tiny and a little hard to see, but like we'll have a little reference sheet over here. Because today I'm gonna start drawing eyes. I feel like eyes should be one of the easiest things to draw. People draw them all the time. I used to doodle them in my notebook all the time, but I am really struggling with like line art and coloring for eyes. Like every part of the eyes and drawing eyes, I am struggling. I also have a board for hands, but I actually feel more confident drawing hands than I do drawing eyeballs, which I might be crazy. I might be a little bit stupid because I cannot figure out how eyeballs work. Like I know that it's a ball and that it's round and that the eyelids wrap around the eyeball and that there's an iris and then there's like a lens. And like I get all the shape and the structure, but I can't physically make my hands do it. So we're learning today. We're learning and we're using some references off of Pinterest. And I think I'm going to start with this one because it's a nice long step-by-step image of like, you know, eyes. Every now and then there's people with makeshift boats going to the liquor store there. Oh my gosh! That's amazing. That's like when people would, like back home in New England, they would have, some people would have little like, I don't even know what they're called. I wanted to call them a snow cat, but I don't think that's right. But they're like, they look like jet skis, but to go on snow. And people would take those to the liquor store because for some reason liquor stores never close. It's like the one place that never closes, right? It's a coincidence that you're making a stream about improving your drawing just about 2 days after you secretly bought a lifetime access drawing course. Oh, that's gonna be fun. But you're gonna learn so much. I need to learn. I keep thinking, oh, I should just get a class. I should just take a class, but it seems like so much commitment when if I could just hunker down and like actually teach myself to draw properly, I think I'd be okay, but I struggle with commitment. Don't tell anybody. I think I'm also gonna just take the little border off from the top and bottom because it's gonna bother me. Come on. I have no idea how many pixels I have to cut off the bottom, but we're gonna figure it out together. Apparently I have to take like 230 off of each side, so that's fun. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now my little box can be bigger and we can see a little better. The city floods, you lost everything, nothing to do but get some beer. Honestly. Honestly. What else do they expect you to do? I bet they make a killing in storms. So long as, like, their shop stays okay, you know? So let's see. I'm gonna try putting on a guide. Oh, and look, I thought I had this time. I got a little tablet prop off of coffee. So that if I'm looking down, I'm not sleeping. I didn't fall asleep. My eyes aren't closed. I'm not sleep talking. I'm just looking at my iPad. I planned ahead. Aren't you proud? I'm nervous. I feel like I'm gonna fail this. Let you detach the lamp that you attached to your belt. You don't need it right now. It's starting. Ooh, good idea. I have so many flashlights, but I never know where to keep them. And, like, I keep one in my car, I keep one in a purse, but I feel like they're never where I need them to be when I need them, if that makes sense. I'd be terrible at an emergency situation. I like to think that I'd be prepared, but, like, I know myself, and I would not be prepared. How? That doesn't look right already. We're gonna get rid of that. We're just gonna work on the top lash for now. And we'll come back to the lower lash line. This is... It doesn't feel right. They have more of a curved line coming down this way, and then, like... Right? Like, that seems okay. Eyes are not my strong suit. They are not. They just... I want to be good at them. They're the windows to the soul. But I'm soulless. Like, this doesn't... It just doesn't connect. Okay. I'm doing something wrong. Something is out of proportion. Something is not the right proportion. I think I added an extra lash too, but, like, we're gonna leave it. Might as well. Did you ever really have too many eyelashes? I think part of it too is this is supposed to be higher. This is supposed to be higher. Let's try making that a little, like, it needs to swoop, right? And then come down like... That's not right. What am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm just too zoomed in. I don't know. And then we need an eyelash over here. Going to be all right, Billy. It's the usual experience of people who forget flashlights. You never know, or never have it when you need it. Yeah! That's why I do keep a lot of candles around. Like, I know where all my candles are for, like, a true emergency. Well, that, and I like to light them for, like, tarot and stuff. But that looks wrong. And then, like, a little eyelid, and then... Like that? Maybe? This is why we're learning today, you know? You can only get better by doing, right? Like, that's what they say. But I just want to get better now. Swoop. I like making the swoop noise when I do a swoop motion. Just makes things feel right, you know? Okay. I'm not gonna say it looks right, but it looks less wrong than it did. So I'm gonna leave it there like that. And then Once I draw in the white of the eye, maybe I'll worry about the lower... No, I should worry about the lower lash line. I should worry about it. Fucks me up all the time. Okay. She's just a little emo. She's just a little emo. Realistically, I do think that I just need to move it to the side a little more. Right? Like that'll fix it. Maybe shrink it. Yeah. We can thin this out too. Make them a little less dramatic, a little less like falsies. We don't know where this eye is going. It could be on Drag Race, you know, and they have like nice long bottom lashes. Like, I don't know where this eye is going. I'm drawing! I'm trying! I'm trying! It looks kind of like an eye, right? Like, kind of. I'm gonna change the background color to a more fleshy tone. I'm trying to think, like, what's my skin tone? Somewhere around that, right? Like, close enough. Maybe a little more pink. I'd say that's close enough. No! No! Why did I do that? Okay, there we go. New layer. We're gonna drag that down so we can color in underneath, and hopefully that won't be bad. I use a free anime basic brush set. If you Google free anime basic brush set, I think it's like the first or second that comes up. In case anybody's wondering. I'm gonna use like a blue, white. I think that'll be okay. And we're gonna fill in the sclera, I believe this part of the eye is called. I'll draw out the pupil after. Or like color the pupil. And I went way outside the lines, but I think that just makes sense because then I can just clean it up, right? Like boop, boop, swoop. Sure. Sure. Could be worse. It's not as bad. You know what it is? It's because the reference image is so good. Like, these look, the line art on this is so pretty that, like, of course I zoomed in slightly too much. The line art's just so pretty on these that I feel like I cannot do it justice. Justice. Now, I did recently watch a Sam Does Art tutorial where he explained how highlights of the eyes kind of work. Like, he explained how they work, but I kind of understood what he was saying. So I'm gonna try to do his way, which is you get your base color going. This is not the same green that they used at all, and I'm gonna zoom out on my reference image. Like that, so I can see more. Once you have the base color, the way he explained it, let me finish filling this in, is that if you have a light source coming from like up here, right? That's a very ugly color for a light source. We'll go with like bright yellow. Say the light source is coming from here, and we'll draw a little sun. Then the light for the eyes would be like directly across from it. You'd have some shadow here, and you kind of want to blend those two. If I can get a bigger blending stump, thank you. But you want like your max light of the iris there, and you want your darker color to kind of be a shadow from the lash line. And then you make a pupil in like a darker color, so you can go black if you want, but I'm gonna go green because I think it'll look nice, like a really dark green. You put in that, and then with a much less opacity, but like that same darkness, you can go a little further around the shadow points. And like some people have a little like dark ring around their eye, which makes it look nice. I am gonna make this a clipping mask. Clean that up a little bit. And that kind of worked. I mean, it's messy because I'm messy, but that's not so bad. Could be a lot worse. She tells herself every step of the way. Listen, I'll never say something's good. I'll just say it could be a lot worse. I just want to blend out this little line, though, because I feel like it's a little too harsh. And then the highlight, since our light source was over in this area, of course, now I'm drawing on a clipping mask sheet and you can't see. Since our light source was over in this area, the highlight would kind of come down and be at the top of the eye, directly in line of the light source. So hopefully I learned something from that tutorial. I think it doesn't look that bad. I feel like it could look better. We're gonna keep practicing, but that's not so bad. Also on the sclera, I want to do, not drawing assist, clipping mask, a little bit of a shadow under the lashes. And like you can even do a little bit of a shadow around the eye. And I'm gonna blend that out. I also watched this tutorial like, I think yesterday, so. You know, I'm gonna blame that for why it probably doesn't look as amazing as it could. But it's not that bad. It's not that bad. The eye can see now, yes! It can see clearly now. It has an iris. Wow! It looks like an eye! I'm also gonna add some shading. I'm gonna take this color and I'm gonna make it more pink, and I'm gonna just like saturate it a little further and just give definition to the lid. I always forget to draw eyelids. I don't know what that's about. I know they exist. I have them. But I always forget eyelids. So sure. That works. It works! An eyeball! Maybe I'll even duplicate the line art so that it looks a little better. And then if I do a Gaussian blur on one of the line arts, just like to almost 1%, it'll like fill in some of, not that far. Yeah, like 1%. It'll fill in a little bit of the sketchiness of it. That's not bad! We have an eyeball! I totally didn't follow the coloring tutorial from the eye that I was trying to make, but you know what? We're gonna condense all those layers. This is gonna be eyeball number 1. So let's try to actually follow the tutorial. Reference image. Cats are impressive. After a short storm, this cat is back at his sleeping post, sleeping on top of a motorcycle like nothing happened. Oh! He's dreaming of riding a motorcycle. I always find it so funny when cats are doing things that they know that they like can't do. So for instance, my cat is always playing with a pen, and I tell him that he's just jealous because we have opposable thumbs. And like I used to have a cat that used to love hopping in the car, and then it would insist on sitting in the driver's seat. And it's like, he just wants thumbs. He just wishes he had thumbs so he could drive. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. Why is drawing without thinking and while I'm talking a little bit easier? Who knew? I feel like this eye is coming out a little bit better. Still not perfect. I still have to clean up my lines, but clean them up is relatively easy on this one. Ayo! It's an eye. An eyelash. Perfect. Sort of. Poor little thing. You knew and you might be able to explain why. Ooh. That drawing's easier, or that cats like things that require opposable thumbs? Oh, wait. That bottom low or lower lash line. Still gonna fuck me up. The easy drawing. Oh. Do share with the class. Why is it easier to draw when we're not paying attention? Or at least not focusing so hard. She says, instantly trying to focus on this lower lash line. Knowing that it's gonna look weird because she's focusing! I wonder if I make it without, like, holding it and making it more of, like, an even shape, if it'll oddly look better, which I think it might, but I think I want it a little more ovular and wider down at the bottom. I really like how this brush does look like a pencil. Oh, I just hit my mic, I'm sorry. Oh, I drew that on the same layer. I didn't want to draw that on the same layer, but that's fine. Now, they went with more of a taupey gray, I want to say, for the majority of the sclera. I really hope I'm using that word right. If I'm calling the wrong part of the eye the sclera, I'm gonna feel silly. Acting like I know what I'm talking about. When I clearly don't. Basically, our brains work in two ways, the conscious and unconscious. In a sense, there are activities in ways we are actively paying... In the sense that there are activities that we are actually paying attention to and one that we can do without thinking. Oh. So you're saying subconsciously, I'm an artist. That checks out, that checks out. Only subconsciously, though. I'm gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna go brighter white, I think. Yeah. And since it's a clipping mask, I can just go... And I might Gaussian blur that a little bit. And then they went with like a limey green. So since we're trying to follow the reference photo this time, we're gonna go for a similar limey green. And on top of that, I'm gonna add a clipping mask. Now, they bring out two darker colors in this reference image. That is kind of like this. And then, or well, hold on. Let me show you. I should do the darker color first. I'm gonna go darker color. I'm gonna do the medium color. And then I'm gonna do the eraser to get the brightest color back. I think that kind of worked. But that wasn't a very good circle. Yeah. A little too saturated, but if I just take this and I go like beep, maybe even bring the brightness down. It's still a little saturated. That's fine. Whatever. Close enough. Close enough. Doesn't have to be a perfect match. And then we take the darkest color and we do just a little, oh, that's too big of a dot. And they went with more of an oval than a circle. When you're doing something that requires your attention, the other things you're doing are done by the other side, which happens all the time when you play rhythm games. Oh! Your mind wanders off and you can suddenly play with mechanical accuracy without realizing. That's really cool. That's really cool. I have to have intense focus on rhythm games because I'm a little bit rhythmically challenged where I cannot maintain a rhythm whatsoever. But that makes sense. Maybe I should try just like not trying for rhythm games. Feel like something is off about this still. But we're gonna keep going because maybe it'll look better. Looks like in the next step they blur this out a bit. Oop, that's too big of a blur brush. And I'm just gonna go along the medium color and blur in kind of each direction. Because I think that's what they did. It's a little hard learning from like still pictures for me because I don't get the explanation. I like knowing the why and the how. Yeah. It might be a little bit too blurred, but that's fine. And then next it looks like they add some highlights, but over the pupil. We can turn the clipping mask off for this. And I don't really know how they achieved those highlights. It doesn't tell me how they achieved those highlights. But I'm gonna assume that they pulled this down. I think I'm gonna try to use a hair brush to get the like more strands to come out. And like make it a little less even or blurred. I don't love that. Let's see, what other hair strands do we have? I think it's under materials. Yeah, short hair. I like this brush for hair a little better. It's cool. You feel like you've wondered for about a minute, but in reality it's been like 3 and you have the perfect score somehow. Wow! We should do a Billie Does rhythm game stream soon. Because I don't think people understand like just how just how little rhythm I have. I don't know if I love that. Let's try making the brush a little smaller and making the oval a little taller instead of wider. And maybe like taking a big eraser and just going like that to give more points to the highlight. I don't really think that's what they did, but it got me a similar... No, don't use the Gaussian blur. Maybe perspective blur? Directional, okay. Why can I not? Really wants to go one direction, so I guess I can't use the perspective blur either. Is it motion blur? Yes, that was the one I was looking for, but it doesn't look right. Maybe if I take the same hair thing that I was doing before, and I erase up into it. I just want it to look right. Their highlight looks so fancy. But I think that's as close as we're getting. And then for soft blend, we're gonna do the other highlights. It also looks like they put a little bit of warmth on top of the iris. Not the iris. What is the little like eye hole? Is that the iris? The pupil. No drawing assist, no clipping mask, so that we can add a clipping mask. I'm gonna take a slightly lighter color and just slowly work in some of this lighter color into the pupil. Yeah, this looks awful. This looks awful. The thing about drawing, my friend, is unlike you who is drawing, most people don't really notice the mistakes. Hell, not even the big ones sometimes. I think this is a very obvious mistake. But you're right, maybe I'm the only one who sees that. This looks like... Oh. This looks not very good. Not very good at all. So we'll put one there. It looks like they put one here. And then they darken behind everything with like a dark green. Not that. I need to clipping mask it. And make it even bigger. Oh, wait a minute! Did that make it less ugly? Just hide everything with the black? Because, like, I can get on board with that. I'll even lighten it up just a little bit. Maybe I'll make it like a multiply layer. Ooh, yeah, I like that. And then they also add blues and yellow. So if I can add some like blue here with like a very faint blendy color. And then I can add some yellow. And then I can Gaussian blur that. Okay. Wait a minute. Am I cooking? We're also going to take a little bit more of a darker blue up here and like around that blue. And then it looks like there might be a little greenish color over here. Okay, now we Gaussian blur. Okay. I like that. And then we need details. And it looks like they just drew a bunch of little like shinies. Like boop, boop, boop. Boop. My tummy just gurgled. I'm sorry if you heard that. Ah. Maybe not there, but like that. And then I am gonna Gaussian blur this. Okay. You know what? I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I do like the layering of the colors that happened. It also looks like they darken the pupil. Which, not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised that they darken the pupil because they specifically looked like they highlighted it at one point, so... Yeah, you know what? It's not great, but it's not the worst. Could be way worse. We're gonna squish those down into one layer. Maybe it's because I forgot the eyelid. One can hope it's because I forgot the eyelid. Oh. Oh, boom. Like that. It's a little too round. Yeah. Maybe... Oh, not the background color. I'm gonna add a little more back here. Make it more pink. And then I'm gonna blend that out. Not with the hair brush, but with the soft brush. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna call that good. For that eye! Don't worry about it, or much about it. As an anime character once said, there's no shame in being weak. There's shame is to remain weak. Then translate to that, to the drawing in our game. Yes, yes, this is why we're practicing. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. We have to get better than this. I refuse to believe that this is my peak. Although I could be wrong. But I refuse to believe it for now. Okay, so under my eye studies pin board, what else do we have? I suppose we can look at this one. It is also a step-by-step kind of drawing. But it is a different shape. There's a different method to the highlights. I don't know how they achieve this highlight. There's one specific part of the highlight that I don't understand. And it's this one down here. Like, how do they get that shape? It, like, pulls in so much. I'm gonna make that bigger so you can see what I'm talking about. Nope, don't move me! Ah! How do they get that shape? That shape. Am I dumb? Is it just like a line and then they just draw tinier lines? Is that literally it? Because that could just be it. Now that I have zoomed in super far, that might be it. It's a hard thing to draw. Also, my leg is like cramped because I've been sitting on it because I sit weird in my chairs. So, got a little bit of a cramp. I'm gonna try to stretch out because I don't want to die. Okay. Okay. We can do this, Billy. We can do this. It looks like there's more curve to the front part of the eye here. And the lashes are more focused on the end, but there's also more of a liner. This is green. This is not black. We need, like, the blackest black for the eyelashes. You are a drawing program illiterate? Yeah, me too. I try to remember what everything's called and stuff, but it's hard. There's so many names for things, and it's easier to just say swoop. I like the swoop on that. I like the curve. But this is supposed to be thicker, if I'm not mistaken. And then off of the edge we have little like whip. Like that. Sometimes it's really hard to tell. I'm trying to get the angle of the eye right. I think it's like that. Now I can focus on the eyelashes because that was not right. So if I can bring it down like this, and then bring this one out like this, and of course now I'm moving the screen because that's helpful. And then it looks like there's a little bit more here on the end. Bulk up that end. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. We're getting eyelashes. Oh, that would be why my eraser's being weird. Still on the hair texture. And smooth out those lashes. Yes. Beautiful. I think that's right. By George, I think she's got it. I'm gonna clean up the bottom of the eye a little bit. Somehow. Without, like, ruining the thickness of my line, hopefully. Yeah. Just clean it up a little bit. Just needs a little shaping. Color salon. I've been referencing that TikTok so much lately, and it's such an old TikTok at this point. I don't know why I keep referencing it. Now, this lash is just as long. This lash is just as long as this lash. So. That looks right. That looks right. That looks right. And then this lash goes down. That. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing. I'm drawing! Sort of. I jinxed it. I jinxed it! There we go. Perfect. She says, once again, perfect. Is it perfect? No. Is anything in life? Also no. So I'm gonna draw this eye down because I think I can just erase the connecting line a little bit to get the shape that I'm gonna need. But this way I know how long or how, like, wide I'm making it, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Ooh. What is it? What is it? Like, what kind of food is it? You say, do you want to kill me even though your stomach is strong? Perfection is the best we can do at the time we can do it. This is true. This is true. I just want to be perfect. I want to be impressive. And I think that might be not terrible for a shape. Gotta definitely, like, clean up this bottom line, but it looks as though it gets thicker than the other bottom lash did on the other eyes we've done so far. Yeah. I'm still gonna clean it up because I think it's important. Ah. But I don't think that's so bad. That's not so bad. And then the eyelashes here come out more like this. And like this. And then one more for good luck. Hmm. Okay, close enough. Close enough. And then for the iris. Don't love that shape, but we'll try again. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I do think that I might have made it a little big. I might have made it a little big. That's a little too small. Is that the perfection we were looking for? Yes. Perfect. Eyeball! Black beans with sausage and bacon. Ooh, kind of a stew. That does sound really good. I love bacon and beans. Beans and bacon. Bacon and beans. I made like a black bean soup recently that was really good. It had like roasted red tomatoes, garlic, onions, black beans, corn. I want to say I put chickpeas in it too. It was really good. Really good. Okay. Now I need to draw the eyelid, which will kill me. So if I start the eyelid somewhere in the middle of that lash, I don't know why my line is so light. The transparency hasn't changed. I think I'm like drawing with the side of my pencil. I gotta scoot in my chair. I'm gonna sit on my knees again, even though I know I said that gave me a cramp. I don't care. It's worth it. I'll cramp up to make art. Some people make it with feet and nose of a pig, but you don't want like that part, so you don't cook with those. Oh? Honestly, there's an old saying called like all parts of the buffalo. And I think that if it's yummy, you should eat it. But I also get not liking those parts. Why? I hate eyelids! They're such a pain in the butt. It also looks like the eyelid is like a thinner separation at the end of the eye and bigger up here, but I don't know how to draw that. I'm hoping if I do the motion enough, I'll just get it right eventually. Yeah, you know, fine. That's good enough. And then we'll bring that down like that. Or maybe not down like that, but down like... It really wants to give me thick lines. There we go. I take the eraser, very small, and just clean up the eyelash that I murdered. Because I murdered this eyelash. Somehow. There we go. Yeah. I think that looks not too terribly far off. I mean, the bottom lash line. The bottom lash line looks wonky. But if I can fix it, then it won't be bad. Can we fix it? Bob the Builder. Yeah. Okay, I need to stop working on the line art because I will sit here all day and fix these lines and just make them worse. So we're gonna go in with, they have like a nice brightish orange. Make my colors nice and fat here. And a white sclera. Doesn't seem white enough against the skin color I chose, or the flesh background I chose. Also, their eyes connect a lot more. Like, I'm wondering if I should have had my lower lash line, like, up like this. But you know what? Fuck it, we ball. We ball. Too late to fix it now. Because I said so. I find it a lot easier to make, like, irises when they're just circles. When they're just circles, and when I only have to worry about that and not the line art. Yeah. Oh. Big mistake. There we go. And on top of the sclera, we are going to give it like a fleshy gray. Not fleshy, but like a taupey gray. That's the word I was looking for. Taupe. Clipping mask the eye so that I don't color outside my lines. And it looks like they go all the way to lowest lash level. And then maybe a little bit, just a smidge around the bottom. And it also looks like this is kind of more angled up. Yeah. Okay. And then for the iris, they take more of a red-orange, and they go around the whole thing. And then they also go just a little lower than that brown. We're cooking, we're cooking. And I think I also blend that pretty roundly. Looks pretty circular when they blend it. It looks like they might blend it down. That's too blended. That's too blended. I'm gonna take an eraser, kind of erase a little bit, and keep blending. Yeah. Now we got a nice gradient. It looks nice. I do think that this layer could be more saturated and a little darker. Yes. Beautiful. Looks like at the same time they also take the opportunity to blend the shadow on the sclera. I should keep a counter how many times Billie says sclera and probably uses it wrong. And you know what? I think on the sclera part, I'm gonna gosh and blur it. Because I just think it'll look better, to be completely honest, than if I try blending it. Let's see. From there, we add an iris and a pupil and a highlight. So we're gonna take the darkest color from the pupil, the iris, the whatever. You can see where I kind of select the color from. Not very round. There we go. I do think I want to tilt it just a little that way. And then we add the highlight. That weird highlight that I really like that I just don't know if I can do, to be completely honest. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Looks like... not like that. Like, whoop. But I want to make it close to this line and a little thicker at the bottom. And I'm going to fill that in. And then boop, 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 boop. Hopefully. Maybe I can pull it down. That looks almost right. Hold on, that looks almost right. And then what if I like distort, or no, warp? Can I bring this in just a little bit so that I don't have to redraw it, but like I can fix? Yeah! Yeah, and then I'm gonna turn that highlight into like a luminosity layer. What is it? Either luminosity or hard light. I kind of like hard light. Yeah! I'm learning! Now that you're back to learning to draw, you need an objective, a goal. Fortunately, you just need to reopen the Draw Billie. You can draw me! Go for it! At least I think my design is relatively simple overall, and that's what I love most about it. Because sometimes, honestly, when I draw myself, I don't even draw the stripes on my shirt. I rarely draw the stripes on my shirt. They just take too much time. But even the pattern isn't, like, crazy, you know? I thought about going more elaborate, and I have costumes that were definitely more elaborate at the time, but I was like, if I'm gonna have to draw myself over and over, better be simple. Why my shapes are all triangles too in my hair. Now you can divide that into a new age Billie and a legacy Billie. Ooh! Legacy Billie. Oh, like my old model? Like my old model? Yeah. Sometimes I miss my old model, and then sometimes I'm like, wow, what an upgrade. I did an upgrade. Okay, so now over all of the pupil and the iris, we need to take like a black, like an almost black brown. Take a soft brush of some sort. And I am gonna like merge those layers together so that I can do a clipping mask over them without making a mess of my scalera. Scalera, skadiddle, skadaddle, skadoosh. And we go over, and then we go under, and then we go Gaussian blur by like 1, and then I'm gonna take a black. Oh, not that. I want to Gaussian blur it more. And go around again, and then we're also gonna go over the pupil, it appears. And then blur that a little. I don't know if I love that. Let's see. Can I make it like a multiply layer? Will it look better on a multiply layer or like an overlay? Ooh, overlay looks cool. Sometimes I like messing with the layers when I'm like, I know it's supposed to look right, but it doesn't quite look right. I think I Gaussian blurred it too much, though. Let's take away some of this and see if we can just, like, better fix it. Go all the way around up here. Make a smaller airbrush to go around the bottom. And it looks like, honestly, they just use a red. I'm gonna try to just use a red to, like, blend these colors together. Before I do any sort of Gaussian blur. And then I think for the, on top of this. Yeah. And then on top of everything, use a basic color brush. Fill that in. Gaussian blur it like 2 points, and then make it a hard light layer. Yeah! And then I can also kind of take this little brush and go, phew. It has to go over all the line art, so maybe I bring this above that, so on the same layer. Maybe if I use line brush, actually, because the line weight will change a little easier. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think that looks pretty nice. Ah, I dropped my pencil. Damn it. I have to uncrisscross applesauce in a desk chair. Wow. Thank you! I'm learning, and it only took me an hour to draw 3 eyes. You developed the theory that the mouse in your house may not be the same. Maybe it's the oldest grandson of the original who learned the tale of his grandfather's adventures and the goose lair. Oh, I feel bad about the old one. Not gonna lie, I whipped that one out of my house. We caught it after the cats caught it first, and then we caught it, and then whipped it right across the yard. Because I was like, I don't want to kill it. I want to give it its best chance at survival, you know? So, like, if I throw it out in the yard, like, as far back in the yard as possible, maybe it won't come back. But I think it might have. It either came back or you're right. It could be a generational mouse family. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to pick one of these eyes. I don't know which one of these eyes to try to study. I kind of like this, like, really square one. It's very simple. It'll fill my page nicely, considering I only have 3 eyes on the page. I don't know how that happened. How have I not done more yet? Okay. So nice big round shape like that. Mr. Goose just texted me saying he found mouse turds in his office. Speaking of the mouse! Ugh. This is what you get. I'm just glad somebody else has to pick up mouse turds. I've had to pick up so many. And I had a feeling they were coming in from the basement. I had a feeling. The sense of timing is impeccable. This is, I'm just thickening up this line when I should be thickening up my brush. What am I doing? You hear that? It's him whining like a baby that there's a mouse. that I will probably have to catch eventually. I am the mouse killer. Ugh, okay. This. Doesn't look quite right. This actually looks quite wrong. But you know what? I'm gonna say it's inspired by the other one. And just keep going. Because I think that the quicker I can also do this, the better I'll get. The timing's impeccable more often than you realize. That is fair. I want to make this eye look not wonky, but it's looking wonky. I'm not very good at shapes. Shapes. The hairy eyebrow. Is it that hairy? I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be an eyebrow. I think it's supposed to be an eyelash. It's just like a thick eyelash. I'm also trying to get like, they have broken up dotted lines, but because I drew it so thick, I can't make it look as organic as they did in the reference photo. I'm specifically referencing this one. But it looks nothing like that one. What if I take a fatter brush? And then I just like... Sure. Oh no! These layers didn't get combined. Shoot. Okay. Find those. Combine that. Please. They do not want to pinch together. There we go. Bring this layer down below. And now their white is actually more purpley white. Also, I think I drew the pupil way too big for this style. The pupils are supposed to be big, but I think that they actually did it a little thinner. But then on top of that, I'm going to do like a periwinkle blue. Maybe a little bluer. Periwinkle! And then for this one, I'm going to go over it with a clipping mask, and I'm going to go with like a darker blue, and I'm going to go over like that whole area. But then I'm going to make it a multiply layer so that when I lighten it up, the whole thing gets its shadow. And then I'm going to warm up the highlight. It looks like a pink, a pinky fuchsia-y color down here at the bottom. And I'm going to Gaussian blur that. And I'm going to make it a lot lighter. I just want it to be like a touch, like a kiss of pink. And now if I go with this, like a white on top of all that, way too big. I like how I thought I was going to get to like 100 eyes today. That's not happening. I was like, I can do this. Can I, though? A nice soft light's actually kind of perfect for that. I don't know, from far away it looks okay. It looks nothing like the one I was drawing, but it looks okay. So we're gonna roll with it. I've got 4 eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm wearing glasses. Ah. No. But I got 4 eyes. I like these stylized eyes, but I think for learning the shapes and stuff, 100 eyes used to be. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to accumulate 100 heads to do the 100 heads challenge. And I have so many just like beautiful faces. I'm segueing and I'm getting distracted, but it's fine. Look at all these beautiful vintage pictures though, like, or vintage inspired, because I don't think all of them are actually vintage. Like, look at her cute little bow and her Coca-Cola hand, or Coca-Cola curls, not Coca-Cola hands. Blah, blah, I cannot speak. And then like her dreamy view and her angry face, like, I want to do the 100 heads challenge. I'm almost thinking that I should try to do an endurance stream. But I don't think I could do 100 heads. Even like if I took multiple hours, they would have to be sketches. They would not be colored in at all. They would not be like rendered at all. But like mythical heads, I want to do some clowns because I like the shapes that are involved with their heads. As they say, vintage in name only, yeah. One of these days. And I have like these colorful ones because I was like, playing with color would be really fun. I don't know, maybe we'll do like a series eventually once I actually accumulate 100 heads to draw. Oh, and I also just have the guys category because I hate drawing men. I don't know why. They have less pretty fashion usually. I think that's the main thing. And like the hair is shorter, therefore less interesting, and like it's a whole thing. But I've been trying to find facial hair because I don't think I've ever drawn facial hair before, and I think it'd be a good way to study it. 3 hours later. Okay, I finished the second one. Yeah. It might have to be a series, but I remember when this was a challenge on YouTube and it was really fun and I really liked it. Like, I liked seeing the faces everybody chose. And like, I was like, I could play off of some darker skin tones too to like practice my shading with different skin tones, because I usually stick with like a more lighty, pinky, yellowy skin tone, like my skin tone, or like any of these skin tones, but I haven't really played around too much with mid-tones or darker skin tones, and I think it would be really like a good way to practice that. I want to be an artist. But I love the mythical heads. And look at this like merman looking guy. Like, look at him. This like sun ray in the background, it's giving like Poseidon or Neptune. I love it. You're a walking case study for facial hair. That's awesome though. Oh, my iPad just like went sleep because I've been segueing on my 100 heads idea. I also have hand studies that I want to look at. But like I said, I am actually a little bit stronger in drawing hands than I am in eyes usually. But I still avoid them because there's just so much going on with hands. But like, look at this. That could be so fun. Now where are my eyes? Aha, eye studies. Pinterest is a fun way for me to just accumulate things to look at so I can get ideas and practice. And all others too, adding monkey to your name is not far from reality. Oh, hairy man. There's nothing wrong with a little extra fur, though. I think it makes people look more interesting. Okay, I think this would be a good study. A good study. There's a bunch of different eyelash shapes, but they're all very round eyes. Okay, I have to hide my iPad while I log in, because I don't think it shows my password, but you never know. You never know. I don't want to find out. Haha! Beautiful. Beautiful! So I think for the next eye, which I'm gonna bring, you know, I'm gonna do it above these 2 eyes so that I can add as many layers below as I need to. We're gonna just start with a straight up circle, because like a lot of these are so round that I think it'll actually be good. Just a circle. I am gonna adjust the circle to be like this way. It's a little wider than it is tall. You can probably not notice at the scale, but like I can notice at the scale, so I have to do it. And I'm gonna darken up the circle. Yeah. You don't mind, but now that you think about it, one of your friends was very interested in your hairy self in high school. You know, women love fur. But like a Viking. Honestly, that's not the worst thing. Oh, wait. Like that, I think. Oh. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. How can I do 100 heads if it takes me like hours to draw eyes? How am I gonna do it? I really don't know. That'll have to be a series. What if I just make this like pointy? Again, I'm going inspired off of these eyes. I can't try to recreate them. I'll be here all day being like, it just looks wrong. It doesn't look the same. Okay. And then like we can beep. And beep. Probably better for my practice anyways. You could feel the thought almost turning to verbal form before it was held back. I don't know what thought that was because my head is very empty right now. I am very head empty. This happens when I stream and I'm actually trying to do something. I just like, my head goes so empty so fast. That's why you draw 100 eyes first, because then it won't take too long when you draw 100 heads. That's fair. That's fair. I don't think I can reuse these eyes, but if I can get faster at eyes, it would definitely make a difference. I also don't know how to draw noses that aren't like lines or overly realistic. Like, I've always known noses to be like this, right? I'm segueing over here into like a blank spot because I don't know how to stay on track. Nobody expects it. So like you draw like this and then like this and then like this and then you kind of form, maybe that's too big of a nostril, but you make two little connection lines to the nose and then you bring it up like that and then you blend. This is the only kind of nose that I know how to draw. Keep that in mind. And I don't know how to draw it well. Kind of giving dick nose. But then you come back in and you darken the nostril area. And usually you'll add like a little bit of depth there. And then you would take and give like a little bit of highlight by using like a softer boop. Yeah, that's the only kind of nose I know how to draw. They think her brain is cooking. When the silence follows, they wait patiently until, what was I thinking about again? Yeah. Yeah, that's me. That's me right there. That's the only nose I know how to draw. I think I have a page in my sketchbook full of noses just like this, where, like, I kind of knew what I was doing, but not at all. Delete the nose. This is an eye page. So let's see, we'll take this color, take a more flat brush, basic color. I think I'm gonna go with like a pink eye. I don't remember the last time I've done a pink eye, which is a lot prettier than actual pink eye. I don't know if anybody's had the conjunctivitis before, but pink eye is not pretty. But these pink eyes will be. And then I'm gonna take like a purpley color, and I did add it as a clipping mask. I'm going to Gaussian, no, not Gaussian blur, that looked wrong. Take a big ol' soft brush and just touch the bottom of it. And I'm gonna make it a multiply layer, turn that down, maybe also do a little bit of that. Oh, too big of a brush now. Blend. Just keep blending, just keep blending. Until, nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this on another layer because I messed up. Clipping mask. And multiply. And this one I think I can Gaussian blur. And we're gonna lighten it up quite a bit. You and nose drawing goes, there can only be one. Basically, it's the only one I know how to draw. Besides, like, a literal line. A literal line. I know how to draw that. Also, this one spot is gonna bother me. There we go. I'm gonna duplicate this line art in hopes that I duplicate it a few times. Merge it together, and then duplicate it again. There we go. That's how we get our solid lines here. And now for the pupil, I'm gonna actually select just this pink color and bring it onto this layer. I'm gonna take a big old blendy brush. Do you ever get random texts and you're like, I did not expect to hear from this person ever again? Just got a message from my old real estate agent. How do they know we want to sell this house? I guess it's a good agent, though. Just they got a spidey sense that I want to get out of this house. Wonderful. My gosh, and blur that, but only by like 6%. Going to go in with a bright, bright pink. Gaussian blur that. I use way too much Gaussian blur. I need to like learn how to blend. Hard light for that one. Multiply for this one. Who knows? Maybe it's the house selling season. That's true. I'd be very impressed if they had any sort of network information that, like, actually knew that I wanted to move. Because as much as I talk about wanting to move, we haven't really talked to anybody about it, like, out here, because we don't have very many friends out here. Straight up. That's not so bad, right? Like, if I just make it a different... Yeah, we'll go soft light. Yeah. What am I doing? This is not that good. I think I'm gonna go back to this layer, and then I'm gonna add a black pupil, because I forgot the pupil. Who am I? I'm gonna bring that down. And maybe, like, desaturate it a bit. Okay, well now it's an eye. And we'll add, like, little extra sparkly highlights. Yeah, it's an eye. Hello, Bubbles! How's it going? Welcome, welcome. These are my eyes so far. Do you like them? Going good. What about you? Pretty good, pretty good. I'm here with you fine people. I'm with my folks. I'm ready to roll. I think I could be doing better on these eyes, though. I think I could be doing better. This one does not fit the style, but I think I need to be okay with that. Let's merge all these down. I used to love drawing eyes. Like, I used to draw them in the spiral sections or, like, the margins of all my notebooks, but I don't know what happened. It's been a very long time, and I lost, like, any sort of rhythm for it, so I'm practicing. And they say that's the only way to get better, right? Also, I'm realizing I haven't drawn any left eyes. That might be a problem. That might be a problem later down the line. Probably draw a left eye. Isn't that one of the Spice Girls, or is that, like, a different girl group? That might be a different girl group. That shape's not so bad. Okay. What if I do that a little bit? Ooh. Ugh. That looks not very good. Have you drawn anything else? Today, no. Today I'm just practicing eyes. In the grand scheme of things, I drew all the textures for my model, so that's not bad. You randomly draw eyes from time to time because it used to be the only thing you could draw and not make look atrocious. Yeah, it's when you get in the rhythm, I feel like it's a lot easier. I feel like it's a lot easier once you get in the rhythm. Let's see. This eye kind of looks pissed off. I don't know why, but, like, I'm gonna roll with it, and I'm gonna give it, like... Maybe I could give it an eyebrow. And then we can come back over here. I'm gonna give it, like, a red eye. I think that could work nicely for this, because this eye looks pissed. Oh, am I buffering? It looks like I'm buffering. My connection says it's fine. I don't know why it would be buffering, but... Let's see. If I go to the value, I want, like, the whitest white for the base of my sclera. I want this contrast to be intense. Just the one time a few seconds ago? Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Okay. And then for this eye, the left eye is such a... I can never draw the left eye quite right. And I draw all my heads facing like the same direction. It's usually this way. And so the left eye kind of gets a little forgotten about. But or is that the right? Did I get my left and my right wrong? I got my left and my right wrong again, didn't I? I think I did. I'm thinking right from like my perspective, but if you do the little L hands, damn. Clipping mask. Let's see, disc. I'm gonna go to like this color. Put this on a separate layer, right? Yes. I'm gonna go a little darker. Before I do anything, I want to fill in the spots that are missing. Go back to this. We're gonna Gaussian blur it just a little bit, and then we're gonna make it a multiply layer. We're gonna lighten it a tinge. And I think I might do the same like down here. I want it to be darker. I'm gonna soften it down here because I don't think the shadow would be as intense there. I'm gonna go with like a black for the next layer. It needs to go on top of the last one. I think I'm gonna use a soft brush for this. Now I'm just winging it. That's the beauty of like practicing. You can kind of do whatever you want. I'm gonna go around the side. Oh my goodness, I missed so many spots. Look at this. How did I miss all these spots? I'll take the black and my soft blend. And I'm gonna go even further over it. I'm gonna blend that out like so. I gotta give a pupil at some point. Or is it a pupil? Yeah, pupil. I'm gonna make that another multiply layer. I'm gonna go in with a red, like a bright red on this. And kind of clean it up a little bit. Did I put that on its own layer? Yes. Perfect. I can take a nice soft brush, not even the soft blend, but like super soft. Just another Billie moment. Always a Billie moment. What did I do now? What did I do now? I wasn't even paying attention to my Billie moments. Pupil. That's way too big of a brush. Okay. And then on top of the pupil, you need a clipping mask and maybe a little red down here. And maybe like a little orange over here. I'm gonna blur that out. And like vivid light. I do think this needs a little more blending. You love how you can write that anytime you read it, it'll make sense. I mean, you know, it happens. I'm not very smart. Could be because I forgot my left and my right. It could be because I called the iris a pupil. It could be because anything, really. We never know. The world may never know. I am going to thin out this eyelid and just make it kind of straight. I feel like when you're angry, your eyes kind of straighten out a bit, right? Like that's how that works. And I'm gonna go like, wow. Look at that eyebrow. What an amazing eyebrow. That does not look like an eyebrow. But you know what? I bet if I go over this with like a clipping mask and then I go in with like a brown and I just like do that and then I do a Gaussian blur and then I do like an overlay layer, it'll look like nothing changed. Wow. Exclusion, maybe? I really thought that was gonna do something. I guess just normal then. Keep it as normal, and then fill in even more of this eyebrow. Now that I've used slightly lighter color. Whatever, you get the point that it's an eyebrow. And I'm gonna add a highlight, probably like right here. I guess 2 highlights. From far away, it looks good. From far away, I think that the white of the sclera could definitely be darkened. Just like a little bit. And maybe this, instead of hard light, could be like pin light. Ooh. Okay. I actually like that a lot better now that I darken the sclera. Let's just assume it's everything that's happened will happen and could have happened. I mean, yeah. I could say the eyebrow is on point, and with that, you're off to work. Thank you! Have a good day at work! Also, I think I got the alert system working. Makes me happy. The eyebrow is very pointy. It's very pointy. Let's see, what other color eye do we need? We need like a blue eye. We have purple, we have orange, we have green, we have pink and red. Yay, things are working right! I successfully did something with Discord. Who knew? I struggle with the Discord. But it came together. Where is I put a dot somewhere. If you can see there's like the separation on those little white parts of that next layer. I don't know where I accidentally drew a white dot. Oh, this one. There we go. Now it's just the 2 dots. There we go. That was confusing. I think we have space for one more eye. And I think I'm going to make it blue. I can always move a couple of these around too. Like if I move this one just a little bit up, and I move that one. Whoa, don't freeform. I'll just move you up. I might be able to fit 2 more. Stop adjusting it. I'm gonna make it uniform. So at least if I mess it up, I don't mess up the shape. Move you over here. Now I can fit a couple more. Now I can fit them. Let's see. What other styles do we have listed here or showed here? You can also go for like, find some ideas for this board. More ideas. Perfect. This has some nice different styles. Okay, this one's a very simplified eye that takes some from that and also some from like, I want to say between this eyelash and this eyelash shape. Get rid of my arrows, but I'm gonna try to draw this one. It has a bit of a curved top, like a lot of the eyes do. And we want to thicken it up. Thick. Thick. Perfect. Oh, too big of an eraser. And we're gonna clean it. Oh. And now the eyelashes on this one are a bit more pointy. I should probably draw the bottom lash though first and the pupil. So the pupil for this one's more square. And it comes out like the bottom lash line. Ironically, I know I just said like, oh, I'm gonna make this uniform, but I think I need to freeform it so that I can make it a little more elongated. Yeah, like that for sure. For sure. And maybe take just a little bit off from here. Because now that I did that, this looks a little long. Okay. I think this has to wrap around the top a little more. So we're going to do one there, one there, and then they have one just like right up in the middle, which I think is interesting, and I want to try it. And this has a double line for the lid. Okay. Don't know if I love this yet. What color did I say I needed to do? Blue? Go with the basic color. I think I'm getting faster. I don't know if my quality's going up, but I'm getting faster at sussing out the shapes. So I'd say that's a bonus. This could make the 100 heads challenge easier. Take more white. I honestly think the eye ends like there. Okay. Not bad, not bad. It's going! It's going! It's gone. Let's see. Clipping mask. Take like a blue and a big old brush. And again, I miss spaces because the tone that I have for the background is too close. I can't see. I am blind. multiply, make that very saturated. And then we'll go in with a lighter version of this blue. And it looks like they have it just like that. But this is a little too green, actually. Just a little too green. So what if we make it a little more blue? Yeah. And then we need a darker... Actually, no, that's all the colors. That's all the colors they used. So maybe I will bring just these closer to each other. And then I'm gonna set the transparency on that a little lower. And add a highlight, and I think that eye is actually technically done. Yeah, that's how they did it. I kind of like that. Like, it'd have to be used on the right character, but it's definitely cute. You love when you get a notification warning you about some event that happened hours ago. Oh no! The more you do something again and again in sequence, the faster you get it. Tomorrow it'll be back to normal, but the XP points remain. That's fair. That's fair. I like this eye. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute little addition to the eyes we've done. See, what other options do we have? This is also helping me explore styles for sure, because like I definitely draw the same type of eye over and over, and just having like a couple little variations in the eye I think could be beneficial. Like I think this one specifically would look so cute on a little chibi, a chibi drawing. Especially if I made it like purple. Okay, I should try that in purple. Maybe not right this second, but I should try that in purple. It'd be cute. I'm also missing a yellow eye. I should probably do a yellow eye because I'm seeing a couple here. That wouldn't be too bad. What are these? I like this like this one. I want to try this one. Let's see. I'm on a separate layer now, but I drew a line here accidentally. So for this eye, I'm going to try drawing the opposite side that I've been drawing. And it looks like the eye itself is more of an ovular shape. I might have to erase this bottom line, but I want to get the shape down. Kind of ovular. And it's more pointed at the end. Very round in the front. And then for the lashes, it's a very simple lash where we start at the very top and we kind of group it like that. This doesn't look anything like their eye. I actually have to make it more triangular at the top, I think is my problem here. Make it more triangular. Yeah. A little bit more like that. It's closer to what I was aiming for. The eyelashes come around. There's a nice thick band around the pupil. And this line gets really thin over in the corner. Like that. Now we can color it in, which they did black and white, but like I said, I'm going to try doing a yellow, so I might actually add more highlights here than they have. I think a yellow eye would just be pretty. Like, maybe we'll go for like a honey color. Looks like it would fit well in a cartoon. Yeah! I agree, I agree. Then we'll do like white over here. I do think I have to do a little bit of trimming on the front part of that eyelash. Just a little bit. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. Yeah. Then on top of this, we're going to add a clipping mask. Went with that color, so we're going to go with like a... Honestly, I'm going to go kind of orangey over top. And apparently I have to fill in more of the yellow because the clipping mask is showing me the error of my ways. And this is going to be multiplied. But before I multiply it, I have to make it normal so I can actually grab the color again. And now we can multiply. But I want to... I want to bring this down and around over here. They don't in theirs, but I think it would just add a little bit of character with the shading I want to do. Now we can actually multiply it. And lighten it up a little bit. And above the yellow, but between the darker color, I'm going to take like an orange and I'm going to bring it up top here. I'm going to blend that out just a little bit. And then I'm going to take a brighter yellow. That was a terrible circle. And I'm going to blend that as well. I feel like there needs to be a pupil because of the way I've shaded it, but I'm also trying to ignore the fact that I feel like there should be a pupil because in their drawing, it doesn't have a pupil. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a test pupil. A test pupil. But I won't be able to tell if I love or hate. I still can't tell if I love or hate it. I'm gonna bring this one up to the top. I can't tell if I love or hate that one, but we're gonna go with it anyways. I probably shouldn't have shaded this one, but I needed a yellow eye. I didn't have any yellow eyes. We had to make it yellow. Yellow. Not green. And maybe I'll just also put a little bit of color in the pupil, like that. Yeah. At this rate, you think you'll spend part of the night practicing some drawing? Yeah! I'm glad I could inspire you to practice drawing! That was also part of the goal. I was like, I want other people to be like, wow, Billie doesn't like her drawings, but she keeps going. She keeps trying. All you can do. That makes me happy. I do also like this one. Okay, this is probably gonna be the last eye because I'm running out of space, and we have a nice little collection going. I probably should have organized them a little better so that they weren't all over the place, but I kind of like the aesthetic of scattered eyes all around. Now this one is pretty circular, and I'm already just gonna like turn the opacity down on that. I'm gonna try to erase less. We'll see how that goes. Motivate others. Check. Yeah! I'm a simple goose. I like the simple things. I'm gonna try my hardest not to have to like undo too many times. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. I said I wasn't gonna undo it, and I really want to undo that, but like, it's fine. Okay. And then I'm gonna elongate this, even though I think it might be a mistake, so that I can give 2 little lashes here. And I can get rid of that. This is stressful. Why did I say that out loud? Why did I say I'm gonna try to not erase? That was a mistake. I just did it. I just did it. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go with like, again, the whitest white. Apparently that is the whitest white. Oh wait, this is on a... There we go. I was like, why is that not showing up? This is an intentional erasing maneuver. It's not an undo. To define the shape of my eye. It is like a force of habit to hit the undo button though, if I don't like something immediately. That's so stressful. I don't know why I did that to myself. What color should this one be? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So technically we've done all... We didn't do brown. We didn't do brown. This one's gonna be a big old brown eye. And I'm gonna try to do it with like soft colors and a little bit less blending. So if this is a clipping mask, maybe I'm kind of going off of what they're doing here. But I think it could be cute if I do like that, and then between these layers, I kind of need a darker brown. to serve as the pupil. And then on this layer, we're going to give another little boop. Use a blend brush, but not actually like blend it out too much. That's too light of a color. And then on top of that, I'm going to give a white highlight. Clipping mask. Dark brown. Multiply. I think I did it! It's not my best eye for sure, but it's not the worst one either. Oh, hi, Fo! I'm sorry, I got in the zone. I got in the zone. Greetings. Locked in. I've drawn so many. And by so many, I mean 9. Okay, well, I can't leave it on an odd number. I was like, oh, this is gonna be the last time. I can't leave it on an odd number. Who the hell am I? We need one more. Let's see. I have no idea which kind of eye to draw. But we need one more. The biblically accurate angel, right? With all the different eye colors. Also, now I'm stuck. What should my next eye color be? I've got 2 different greens. I got orange. I got the whole rainbow. I could try doing, like, a gray. Gray could be cute. Okay, they stopped recommending me eyes. The trick is to just keep clicking eyes until you find what you want. Maybe we'll go with, like... I like the ones that start off really round. I feel like they're just easier to draw. Let's see. I'll start with, like, an actual circle. I've added more steps for myself, I've noticed. By adding another layer that's just a circle underneath. You would finish with an 11 eyes, an anime reference not intended. I need to pick up a new series. I've been watching Gossip Girl, which is not an anime, but I did finish, what was it? Like I said, The Place Further in the Universe. Amagi Brilliant Park. And there was another one I watched recently. Oh, Akiba Maid Wars. That's the one. So now I'm like looking for a series. Finding a series, I feel like, is the hardest part. Like, I don't know why. But I do like series that are relatively shorter. I've been recommended a lot of, like, really long series, which I'm sure I could get into, but I can only binge watch so much. Since Frieren. Ooh, what's it about? What's it about? Perhaps I will take a peek. Every anime angel you know has big tatas. I mean, if you're an angel and you have like magic powers, I feel like you can control your bust size. I feel like that would make sense. We're gonna do that. It's kind of a combination of a few of these eyes, but this is okay. I feel like I'm actually getting better. I feel like I'm getting better. And if I'm not, just let me believe that. Is that too big of a pupil? Is that too big? You wonder if someone somewhere is making it their life's mission to binge One Piece in one go, unnecessary episodes that have nothing to do with the anime included. Honestly, I would not doubt it. The fantasy setting about an elf girl reminiscing about her past while also living the effects of killing the Demon King, which she's partly responsible of. Ooh, I do love a good fantasy. I love fantasy. The size looks fine? Okay. Then I will push forward. I will push forward. And I need to switch to a color brush. I don't know if I'm going to do gray or if I want to do a fun color. I feel like gray is fun in theory. Like, how often do you see gray eyes? But I don't want it to just look like monochrome. I think I'm going to do purple instead. Why not? But like purple closer to my eyes. So let's see, something like this. Because technically, like, that's periwinkle. That's not purple, you know? Let's see. I'm gonna take a bluish purple. No, that's just blue. Bluish purple. Sleeping mask. Take a big ol' brush. We're gonna go for a big ol' highlight or shadow this time. Oh. There is like the tiniest little not correct spot there. There we go. Multiply. And now I want like, I don't know, something darker than this, but not that dark. With a blend. Forgot that I should probably select the purple if I want it to be just on the purple. Which, you know, would be kind of important for this. We're gonna take it around town. The big old blendy brush. And then go over that with like a nice lighter purple. Give that a slight Gaussian blur just to like even it out because it looked a little weird. This is nowhere near the color of my eyes, but that's fine. Locked in again! Yeah! Frieren is unique in the way that his magic system isn't very flamboyant, but grounded. Sounds counterintuitive, but the rules make it exciting to me. I love magic with rules. I love magic with rules. Magic that can do it all gets boring over time. It's more interesting and when there's rules. Yes! Yes! Magium. The magic in that has rules and the story is very good. Well, actual magic has rules too, you know. You're not supposed to do certain things because it can be bad. It can bring bad luck. It can be bad deities. It can be bad, like whatever. I love that. On a pupil that, or an iris this size, do you draw a pupil? Is it just like a massive pupil? Kind of hate that. Where? Maybe I make it a little less saturated. And then on that, I'm gonna go with like just a soft blend. Gaussian blur that out. Yeah, sure. That works. That works. And on top of everything, we'll do some highlights. Can try drawing Among Us. Ooh. I don't think I've ever actually played Among Us. I have no friends. When it starts to introduce broken magic, it makes it feel way more special. Ooh. Okay, I am making a note of that right now because I want to watch more stuff, and that sounds interesting as fuck. So let me put that over here. Don't say sad things so casually. I'm sorry. It's part of my charm. F-R-I-E-R-E-N. Perfect. Listen, my morbid sense of humor has gotten me through life, okay? Now on this big of a pupil. How big of a highlight do you have? I guess we'll go with that. I guess we'll go with that. No, thank you, thank you. I try. Some people don't find my morbid jokes funny. Like, my mom doesn't find when I say morbid jokes for it to be very funny. But who cares? That happens in the game you just mentioned too. You should really play it again sometime. Ooh. I love magic games. I love magic games. I love a little bit of mysterious magical magic with rules. I'm gonna make this bigger. Wow. Wow. Look at all the eyes. This is where we started, which is like the same eye I draw all the time. Mama Goose is just worried about... Mama Goose just gets embarrassed, okay? I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I'm gonna tell it, okay? Mama Goose thinks my morbid sense of humor is funny sometimes, right? But it's mostly that I embarrass her, right? During my high school senior photo, I was just a young goose, but I was essentially half an orphan, right? And I was at the senior photo, and the photographer was taking pictures, and I wasn't wearing anything inappropriate, okay? I was wearing a tank top and a flannel, right? That's it. Nothing crazy. My hair looked like shit, but that's a whole nother story because I woke up late, whatever. And the photographer was like, you might want to pull your shirt up. You don't want to give your dad a heart attack. I looked this man straight in the eyes and I was like, too late. And then I just like twisted my head to be ready for the photo. And the photographer just stood there like, what? And I was like, you're too late. And my mom just like put her head in her hands and was like, Billie. Billie. You're technically not wrong, but Billie. The poor photographer, day ruined. But for me, I was just like, you know, I need some morbid humor. He's gonna need some therapy after that. Yeah, well, he could suck my dick. I wasn't wearing anything inappropriate. My boobs were not out. Also, I was a minor. Why are you looking at my boobs? Fuck him. Everybody needs to be traumatized now and again. And you can tell, nobody ever traumatized him and put him in his place. I was happy to be the goose to do it. Oh. And on that bombshell, in the words of Jeremy Clarkson. we can turn off my iPad. And we can turn off the tablet. We used to make like jokes like that all the time, and senpai in Portuguese sounds like senpai, which means no dad. Oh! Fatherless behavior. At least we know Billie isn't burdened heavily by the loss of a father figure yet. I don't know. Sometimes you make light of things so that no one else can make fun of you for it. Sometimes we laugh, because if we don't. Also, you know, the photographer just wasn't minding his business. So if I was like, if you're not gonna mind your business, I'm gonna drop all my business. Better to joke about it than be sad about it all the time. Yeah! Yeah, for sure. Crazy effective strategy, actually. Yes. Why do you think I always acknowledge when I screw up? I'm like, I'm gonna make fun of myself before anybody else does. And it works. It works. I'm fine being the butt of the jokes most of the time. So, like, I just make my own jokes about myself. My poor mother. Who's doing pretty good, by the way, if anybody was wondering. She's doing pretty good. I talked to her the other day. And she's doing pretty good. So. You need to follow the teachings of the goose. Oh, yes. I shall do a class on social. How to seem normal. How to effectively hide your trauma. Anywho. I think it is time for this goose to fly the coop because I am hungry. I am la hunger. And, I kind of want pasta. So. Sending love to Goose Mama. I will let her know. I will let her know. Food! Yes, I know. Something about drawing all those eyeballs just made me want meatballs. I don't know what that could be. But I love you so much!